All right, in this video, we're going to discuss Fibonacci retracements. So first, let me go over what a retracement is, and then I'm going to show you how to use this Fib retracement for both long-term and short-term use to find support and resistance levels. You can also find expected support and resistance levels as well, but we'll go into that in a second. So a retracement is when you see a minor correction in a trend. So for instance, the trend from here to here is an uptrend, right? Because it's constantly going up. The highs are getting higher and the lows are also getting higher as well. So a retracement would be when it goes up and it pulls back. This small period right here would be what's known as a retracement, which is where it retraces back down just to push up higher, retraces back down to push up higher. We also call these pullbacks or pull ups, depending if it's a downtrend, right? So for instance, it went down, it had a small retracement up, and then it continued going down. It's just a natural, healthy part of a move. But the Fib retracements help you find where these levels are going to bounce and the strongest levels. So when you're on the TOS platform, again, you can do this on almost all platforms, as well as the tradingview.com platform. But you'll go here to your drawing tools and you'll change it to this little percentage sign that if you hold your mouse over will say Fib retracements. So from here, what you want to do in an uptrend is mark from the highest high down to the bottom low. So again, this shows a lot, but it's going to kind of mess it up. So I'm going to go on a shorter time frame real quick. So as you can see here, let's say that we were going up on this move and we started to see it start to retrace and we wanted to guess where it would bounce. So I would have got it from this high here and I would have moved it to this low. So what I would have seen here are these levels. You have the 0% level, the 23.6, the 38.2, 50, 61.8, 78.6, and the 100% level. These are your strongest levels. Again, the closer, so your strongest levels will be the 61.8 and the 38.2. These are your two strongest levels when determining a bounce or rejection. So as you can see here, the SPY was uptrending, and if we would have pulled a Fib retracement, we would have had an idea based on the 61.8 level that we would have bounced around here, and that's exactly what happened. Now remember, this doesn't always happen, and it shouldn't be used solely as your only trading indicator, but it does show you a good idea where it will bounce, because as you can see, it came down here into this level, formed a doji, which is talked about in the everything technical analysis lesson, and then that is indicative of a reversal. So and then we saw it move back up. So again, this can be applied to both short-term and long-term usage, but let me show you more and also how to find what's called Fib projections, which is where you can actually estimate where a stock will be going. So again, this works the same way on the downside, except I'm going to go, from the bottom. Let's see, from the bottom to the top here. So you can see how we have those little retracement levels, and you can see exactly how they fell in line. So let's say that this was our retracement, and we were wondering where it was going to retrace to. We would have gone from the bottom here up to the top. And then so we would have seen that, okay, so this level here, the 38.2, right, because I said the 61.8 and the 38.2 are your strongest levels of support and resistance. Well, as you can see here, we got rejected all three times, or all two times if you're drawing it from here to here at that 38.2% level, and then we saw it break through that 100% and then meet the Fib projection. So this right here is known as a Fib projection. Anything above 100% is known as a Fib extension, or a Fib, what I call projection, because it's projecting where that next support level will be. So as you can see here on SPY, it projected a Fib to go down to 161.8, and as you can see, this does correlate to the 61.8 level here. It's just the 100% version of it. So you can see that we had a nice bounce, but again, this not only applies to the downside but to the upside as well. And yeah, so again, I'm showing you on the daily chart, and if I apply here, it'll show that the Fib projection will be really high, but I don't want to do that right now. But since we are in this current market, let's actually apply the Fib rejection right now and see what's going on. So again, our most recent trend is a downtrend, right? From here to here. So let's see if we can pull up our levels. So as you can see, this 38.2 level is our strongest level of resistance in a downturn, right? We can see it come up here, get rejected and come down, or come up here and get rejected and come down. A way that when I was first learning this about a year ago, to be told, is that the closer you get up is the likelihood that it won't actually come back down. So as you can see here, if it stays within this level, again, this isn't 100% true, but it's a good way to think about it, right? If it stays in this level, then you have like a 78.6 chance that it comes back down. If it stays in this level, you have a 61.8% chance that it will come back down, right? So again, that's not the correct way to think about it, because that's not how the math actually works, but it's something that is useful for those who don't understand numbers well. But anyways, as you can see here, this 38.2 was our strong level, and we're actually holding above it, which is a very good sign, although we know that from our 200-day moving average, it's at this 300 level. So that's why we're having a lot of resistance. But again, we are at a strong resistance of 300 and at this 38.2% fib. So who knows? But this is how you can use fib on a long-term buy and hold investing type strategy, as well as the trend investing strategy, as well as on a daily chart. If you go, on a day trading time frame, if you go out to a 1 minute or a 15 minute of a trend, you can actually see these same support and resistance lines. I hope this made sense of doing a fib retracement. This is something that's very useful because it helps point out where support and resistance levels are, as well as where some projections of a resistance will be, or some projections of where the support will be to the downside. All right, guys, thanks for watching fib retracements video on how to find key support levels of support and resistance. I don't really know what I'm naming this video yet, but I hope you enjoyed.